What's happening, everybody? The world's a better place because you were here to join us. My name is Matt Brown. I'm the host of the Productive Conversations podcast and all podcasts and platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at Pod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And don't you forget to get your subscription of Magic Mind. This ultimate elixir green tea shot is a thing that you must take before your day begins because of its signature vitamins and nootropics. It will enhance your life for the better way, while it will improve your mental performance, give you less energy, give you more energy and less stress, and gives you a better vitality and attitude throughout the day. Go to magicmind.com/PCMB for 48% off your first subscription and 20% off your first one-time purchase. Also, check the link in the description below and get Magic Mind. You will not regret it. Magic Mind, reclaim your brain. So, quite a day here on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Definitely a historic decision on the rise as I'm releasing to you these podcasts on this Tuesday for the football. Don't forget, NFL Week 9 reaction is available, and a Week 10 reaction to college football is what you're watching now, and the tweet cap. And by the time I'm recording this, we might have to move the MLB recap was going to be released on Wednesday. It still might. Alec, just at the time of me recording the NFL and college football, he might have to pivot, so we might not have him, but I might try to record that. Either it will be released either at the end of this week or early next week, a recap of the Major League Baseball season. But we'll definitely have a tweet cap for you on Friday. And depending on how this election goes, you might have your reaction, the way things are going, your reaction show ready for Thursday. But again, like I told you on the tweet cap earlier this week, we will have a reaction to the election results once the election results become official. And that night of, even on the weekend, we will have a reaction show to the election results. So go from there. But now we'll focus on college football and another big week of college football, week 10. And we have the big thing here, the college football rankings first. We'll talk college football rankings. We have the college football playoff rankings. We'll have the playoff rankings. Talk about early Heisman projections and some of the big highlights from week 9. But the big thing here on Tuesday, the top 25 rankings were released. I will say, I think more people were more into the election than the NFL trade deadline and the college football playoff ranking. Just bad timing there, but this is how it's going to happen. College football playoff rankings were released on Tuesday, November 5th. A new top 25 ranking will be released every Tuesday up until December 3rd, and the final selection show will air on Sunday, December 8th. As the games get closer, meaningful November games on top of rivalry games are now taking place. And why don't we first, I'll actually pull up the college football ranking really quick, what has been released and what's interesting. All right, so we have the bracket thanks to ESPN on this one. So quickly, why don't we break down it on our Productive Conversations way? And so here is how it looks at this moment. These college football playoff rankings will be released on a weekly basis for the rest of the month every Tuesday. And again, December 8th will be the deciding factor. That will be the day when the college football playoffs bracket will be officially determined, right, as we head into bowl season. But yeah, and just some reminders as we talked about earlier. Seeds 1 through 4 will get automatic bids ranked by conference championships. Sorry. Let me repeat that. Seeds 1 through 4 will get automatic bids ranked by conference champions. Then they will receive first-round buys. The next 4 teams via at-large bids will host playoff games bracket style, 5 versus 12, 6 versus 11, 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9. And the committee will still rank the teams in order, but the bracket seeding might not reflect the actual rankings. So 2 different things: college football playoff rankings and then the regular top 25. And, that's because of conference records and all of that jazz right there. Like, for instance, while the Oregon Ducks are so looking at this and looking at how the brackets go and why all these conference games matter so much, you could see right here that this would be your automatic base. You first have Oregon on their way to a perfect season, which I predicted early on that they would be the national champion. That's looking good so far. And thanks to Dylan Gabriel, who is a Heisman favorite, obviously, he's making things exciting, both winning games on the road on the road and at home in Oregon. We have Georgia, who would actually get an automatic big technically here, despite being ranked second in the nation. Georgia would get it as the SEC leader, with a lot of people calling the bias on that, the SEC bias there, as Ohio State is ranked second in the nation, but Georgia would actually get the second seed they would get a first round bye from there. While they have kept games interesting and have definitely been proving it as of late, especially offensively, just interesting there. But that's the thing, you got to win this conference championship. The Big Ten winner in Oregon, if it were to end today, and then Ohio State is second with as an at-large bid to only their conference, they would go back there. And then Miami, the ACC leader, a team that knows how to come back, a team with my favorite in the Heisman. I hope he's at least one of the top three in Cam Ward. But team is so stellar on offense. Sometimes questionable things happen on defense, but the U is back. It's official. The U is back. There's no doubt about it there. They would be the ACC leader and with another bye there. And then BYU would actually be your Big 12 leader. And interesting there, while they still are 8-0, 5-0 in conference play. But again, I think that's a factor from who they're actually playing in the Big 12. Not as many tough matchups, especially with Oklahoma and Texas going to ACC, but still got to respect it. And BYU is there as your Big 12 leader. So again, your automatic bids would be, as you can see here, Oregon as the Big 10 leader, number one ranked team in the nation. Georgia, SEC leader at 7-1. And then Miami at 9-0 as your ACC leader, and BYU is your Big 12 leader. The other at-large bids, we have Ohio State, clearly big win against Penn State this past weekend, and though they are not leading their conference, they will still be a tough team to battle, and they will play in the first round at one of the bowl game, not important bowl games, I should say. Texas has had despite one loss, has had quite a season themselves, but they would be six in this. They are six in this. Penn State, after taking a tough loss on the chin this past week against Ohio State, they're seventh at an at-large bid, and then Tennessee is also at ranked eighth. Indiana, despite being undefeated and looking really good, they're 9, and Notre Dame 7-1. Notre Dame at 7-1. That'd be an interesting Penn State matchup if that stays put. Alabama, despite two losses and closer games, they're still in the first round. They're ranked 11th, and then Boise State, part of the representing the Group 5, the other Group 5 teams, they're 7-1 with Ashton Jeffrey as another big Heisman Trophy winner there. But that's who we have. Remember, it is a 12-team college football playoff with Texas A&M and SMU right behind them in the hunt, as you will. Two very good teams. And that's what we have so far in the college football playoff, where things have been picking up. Things have been very interesting, especially the realignment. And I think it'll just be more people will be into it, especially once we pass Thanksgiving. But this is a crucial month in November. I mean, the LSU game, and let me just remind myself, the LSU and hold up one more time. I should get this right. The LSU and Alabama game, do or die. That's going to be the game of the week. 7:30 Saturday night, 11th ranked Alabama and 15th ranked LSU. But even with the two losses with Alabama, you will have to have that third loss to end their season because of it seems what to be that clear bias there with the SEC. They just committee love that SEC, but it is what it is, and we'll see how it ultimately factors. But you cannot afford to lose the big games. You cannot. Every game counts. Your conference counts the most, and all these teams are pushing, and they know that they'll be pushing as well. And then just quickly going through the Heisman Trophy winners. But and my last thought on college football players ranking is just we still have a month. These are going to be updated every week. We'll pay extra. We'll especially pay extra attention to this. We'll release college football shows on Tuesday nights, and we'll pay attention on Tuesdays. Well, sorry, repeat that. We will release them on Wednesdays and react to the recaps and record them on Tuesday nights, so we can focus on the college football playoff brackets. And yeah, once we hit early in the holiday season and bowl season, you have crucial playoff games that are going to be so entertaining to watch. But I can't wait to see what happens. And then just quickly, just want to go over the Heisman candidates that seems to be the most famous. Obviously, Travis Hunter, dual threat, helping Colorado get ranked now, has dealt with injuries, but is not missing a beat. He makes turnovers and he scores touchdowns. Makes turnovers on defense, scores touchdowns on offense. He's hard to tackle. He's very quick and agile. And yeah, you got to give it to the Shohei Ohtani of college football. That's the one right now. Even though Cam Ward might be my personal favorite, man knows how to lead a comeback. The man is brawlic. The man has an arm. The man is accurate. But and the man is single-handedly bringing back the U to dominance. We'll ultimately see where it goes, but the dual threat argument will be a tough one to follow. But Cam Ward looking like a pro, and I hope he continues that drive. While we also have Dylan Gabriel, the Oregon quarterback, who barely throws interceptions, who is a sniper with the arm, looks great in the pocket, can also be mobile when he needs to. And now he's leading Oregon in what people think will be an undefeated season for them. Oregon looking so good out there. And Ashton Jeanty, the running back who can't get stopped, who can't get tackled, who's already had. Let me just let me just ask, how many yards does Ashton Jeanty have? Asking Siri. Okay, let me just double check right there with the 12th ranked Boise State, by the way. Ashton Jeanty, 10 games in. Look at this. 190 carries, 1,525 yards, and 20 touchdowns already. Sure, if you want to talk about the Group 5 stages and all that, fine. But I'm sure at a national stage, if they're playing in a big playoff game, imagine they do play Ohio State and he wreaks havoc there, and where games aren't truly are wild cards, that might win him the Heisman alone from there. So maybe the competition is something the committee will think through there. But the man is looking like a beast out there, and an NFL team will be very lucky to have him. Don't build your team around him. Don't do a Saquon Barkley mistake, but he looks like he's that good, and hopefully, if they could just keep going up in the ranks, even the rank 11 in the nation, 12 in college football playoffs, it's going to be a lot of fun to see. I can't wait to see where this all goes. And just some of the things that stuck out with me with week 10, the Penn State not being able to score in the red zone against Ohio State, can't score on the goal line at home. Amongst the J.C. Kelsey controversy, and then this controversy, and James Franklin is another scapegoat head coach who nobody expects to win the big game. While they are still ranked 6, I wouldn't in the nation. They still have some tough conference matchups coming up. Hopefully they hold their own. They will hold their own. They don't miss out on the first ever college football playoff, 12-team college football playoff. Iowa State lost their perfect season with a crazy game against Texas Tech. And Dylan Gabriel killing Michigan's season. Michigan didn't have a chance on defense. Already losing a quarterback to retirement early on. And yeah, that they're just trying to get in a bowl game and salvage what they have left, and hopefully they could get a big recruiting class. And then Miami's big, probably the best game to point out is Miami's comeback against Duke. where they were almost pretty much getting killed, and they ultimately flipped the switch. They wind up destroying Duke 56-26 off the top of my head. Get the cover in the second half at 20.5 points. And again, establishing why Cam Ward is the fucking man and why I trust if he gets a shot at the pros, he will be a very, very solid quarterback. Maybe a better version of Anthony Richardson. Well, that's what I have with the college football today. Going over the college football playoff rankings, which we'll do every week for the rest of the college football regular season. Pointing out to some Heisman favorites of mine and then some of the highlight games this week. So let's do it again. We'll be back at it next week with a week now 11. Let me get this right. A week 11 reaction to the college football season and a week 10 in the NFL. So that'll be a recap for college football. Don't forget to check out the tweet cap. Don't forget to look out for our reaction to the election later this week or early next week or this weekend. And then another tweet cap Friday. And then we will do all that fun stuff there. So keep it rolling. Enjoy November. And I'll enjoy all of you. And thank you. And in the name of the Father and also thank you so much for everything you've done. And thank God, clearly, as I've been getting hyped. And we'll see you all very soon. And God bless. All right, more productive conversations content this week. Look out for it. Peace.